What's the biggest challenge today in AML?
What do you think, Louie?
Biggest challenges, I guess, generally in AML. I would say it's it's been this way since I started in compliance, which is about 8 or 9 years ago. Data and technology; those are always the biggest challenges in my mind to make sure that we can get it right, right? Because if we have bad data or we're not receiving enough data, that doesn't just slow our process down, but it also becomes a burden on a customer because now we're asking multiple questions when we already have the answer in another part of the bank, when it should be kind of shared amongst each other. And technology, there's no silver bullet, so I'm not going to say that, companies are not buying the right tech. I think that, you know, um, the issue with tech is that from what I've seen is that a lot of tech is built for today and not for next year or the year after. So it's always behind. You got to get patches all the time. You have to buy new modules. It's and when you think about banks, right? They're looking to make money, not spend money, right? Compliance is always thought of as a not revenue generating, but revenue taking. Um, and that's one of the parts of it, right? We need continually to update our tech. We need to get better at data, whether that's getting a data lake or coming up with other ways that we could share information. Um, yeah, so I think those two kind of really stand out, especially, the fact, and just to, throw this out there, we have to change the paradigm of, that compliance is not revenue generating, right? We're revenue saving.
Mm.
That's what we're here for. We're here to provide the guardrails in order for a business to flow appropriately. We sound the alarm when we need to. Business could push forward, but then you see that when that has happened, there's been monetary issues, reputational impact. So, yeah, sorry to get a little on the tangent there, but I think those are very important to kind of consider. Tyler, what
Mm.
do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely agree that's a key challenge, which then feeds off to other challenges. I would say certainly what we've seen in recent time as sanctions and AML have gotten more in the news, and everyone now on the street is aware of it. And I'm sure Louis, you're having the same problem as I am. You want to break from the world, and you go hang out with some friends, and obviously they want your take on Russia sanctions. We can't escape it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all of us together. But certainly for me, what I'm seeing as the biggest challenge is right. There's been a big push into more data, more tech, but exactly as Louis is saying, it's often right. It's not built for your company. It's built with another purpose in mind, or it's supplying almost so much data that it leaves you saying, I don't really know what I'm looking at. There's been a big push into recording all potential risk avenues. And many different tech companies will tell you that's what we offer. We give you the information for you to make a decision. But well, what decision should I make? Is this prohibited? Is this something real? Is it not? And as you know, that's where we get back to it. The biggest challenge is companies being proactive, taking a stance of what's the business we want to be in. And exactly as Louis said, the old adage was that, well, you check with compliance to make sure it's not prohibited. But in our current environment where the rules are changing all the time, the world is getting smaller, but also getting more volatile, then that old way of doing business is very costly and very cumbersome. And now it's trying to get companies and banks to be more proactive of what do we want to be in the business of, where do we want to do business, who do we want to do business with, and make those decisions earlier. Because then from the tech side and the data side, you can then manage it of right. Do I want to try and do business with Iran, with Venezuela, with Russia? With China. What is my exposure in China? The sanctions picture is going to change. And as long as you always prepare that it's going to change, then that's a good starting point to say, okay, let's define where we want to do business and what we want to do.